Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining for our webinar and spending a little bit time with us. Today, we will concern about on QA in CT, slowly waiting for all the people to join and sit down and prepare. I got a presentation, so soon I will open it and we shall start. So one more time, thank you for everyone for joining, for participating in the webinar, and enjoy. My name is Artur.kolosinski, and I am Sales Director at Diagnomatic. Today's webinar will be about the city performance and software, from data to diagnostic confidence. The agenda of our meeting is I will start from a few words about our company, then I will shortly describe what is imaging QA, how it is done, and what do we test during these procedures. Then we will go from the general to detail and focus on how it's done in computed tomography. Diagnomatic specializes in high-precision phantoms and advanced QA software for diagnostic imaging. Our solutions help healthcare facilities around the world to improve diagnostic accuracy, streamline workflows, and uphold the highest standards of patient safety and regulatory compliance. What we do: we manufacture the test tools, diagnostic phantoms for all imaging modalities. The phantoms are designed in the US, and the production facility is placed in Southeast Poland, serving for customers globally. Our production line is very flexible and we are agile, so we can customize and easily make even one piece of customized solution. We also have QA software that improves productivity, efficiency, and objectivity in imaging quality control. The main production facility is based in Southeast Poland, near the Ukrainian border. It's a pretty new building, and to be frank, two buildings, because after we have built around 10 years ago the first building, which you see in the upper picture, we had to add another building at the back because we were a little bit surprised that we ran out of capacity very fastly. So it shows that our production speed up all the time, and then we have to be more focused on preparing the production line to fit into our building. Good thing is that we have plenty of land, so we can build up more buildings to fit the facility. The second location is US, where we have the US office. Our CEO lives in Nevada, so that's why we have University of Las Vegas, where he is also making the lectures. And from that point, we go to describe our mission. Why we do it? We want medical professionals to be successful in their work, and we want patients to be safe and always treated with the highest quality equipment. We've got Alara rule which says that we need to evaluate and keep an eye on the dose to not to overexpose patients, that the dose should be as low as reasonably accepted. The end part of our name is Matic, so it answers how we do it. We want to automatize the process, and we use the automation and cloud computing to deliver precise and objective quality control of medical devices. And in a short time, it saves time, it's more objective, it's constant. So never, you don't have to be worried about if the person will change. You can be sure that the quality assurance will sustain at the same level, and you can refer to the base values that you have started to compare the data that you have on the constant check, on the constant base to the beginning. And beginning of our name is Diagno. So this is the answer, what we do. That we are focused on giving the confidence in accuracy of medical diagnostic devices. And the history of the company, this timeline shows how the company grow up and evolve during the more than 30 years that is on the market. Company was founded by Mr. Henryk Kolosinski in the beginning of 90s. At that time, he was working as a radiation protection officer in the Polish regulator, in the Polish agency that is to make the audits of QA in facilities. When he was visiting the hospitals, the private practices, after the 1989, when we started to be a part of Western world, the legislation have changed and the atomic law was implemented. So all the facilities were to keep an eye on the safety of the patients, check the dose and check the quality assurance. But of course, the concern was that the test tools that were produced in Germany, United Kingdom, or USA were really expensive, and it was a challenge to fulfill the regulations on one hand and buy the needed stuff, buy the needed test tools in the effective way. So that's why he started to focus on those test tools, on the phantoms, and in the beginning of 2000, from 2005, we started the production of our first phantoms, starting from dentistry, conventional X-ray, fluoroscopy. Then after a few years, we introduced new product range, which was the magnetic resonance phantoms. In 2015, we were growing bigger and bigger. After 10 years, we've been about 50, 60 countries. So company was from the very beginning focused on the internationalization, so not only serving on the domestic market, but also providing the solutions for different to gain the access for different markets and establish cooperation with the distribution with the distributors globally, and also from the very beginning, from the 2015, we started to produce officially phantoms for RaySafe and Fluke Biomedical. It were the first white labeled phantoms in our production. Now we cooperate with much more companies. We produce phantoms for uh, IBA, for Fluke, for PlanMed, for Mediso. So these companies, these phantoms are produced for those OEMs. In 2017, so 9 years ago, we introduced the software for the QC, and it was the very beginning of our journey to provide the holistic approach for the quality assurance. Not only test tools, not only hardware, but along it, the software that gives the whole solution. And opposed to the other companies, we wanted to have the full and unified solution for all medical devices, so-called modalities. So our approach was to have one piece of software that will uphold all the medical devices, dentistry, uh, radiology, mammography, MRI, CT, nuclear medicine, and radiotherapy. In 2017, we also received the first ACR acceptance for the full field mammographic accreditation phantom. It was our very first ACR accreditation, and from that time, we are all the time working on delivering new designs, new phantoms to be accepted as a ACR accredited. So for time being, we've got mammographic phantoms accredited. In the meantime, we received the MRI accreditation for MRI phantoms, and now we are waiting for nuclear medicine and next in the future. In 2018, we introduced the revolutionary product, ProCity MK2. MK2, so you can imagine that there was a MK1. MK1 was MK2 is a successor of MK2 is a successor of MK1. So we had already a few years of expertise in producing and making the phantoms for CT, and basing on the know-how that we gained for those several years, we designed and developed a very, very good product. So it's an evolution. It's not a revolution, and something that we made from the scratch. We were basing on the customer feedback and the experience that we gained for those years. In 2018, we reached almost 112 countries, presence in 112 countries. So this distribution rised and covered majority of those. And at that time, we delivered. Our distributor won very big tender to deliver the QA to all hospitals in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So this tender was huge, and it was like 100 kits for every modality, for radiology, mammography, MRI, CT. So a lot of phantoms we produced for the KSA. As I mentioned earlier, in 2020, our factory has been expanded, doubled in size. We have built another building and doubled the footage. We introduced new phantoms, electron density phantom, and tissue mimicking materials uh, going along with the electron density phantom. And in 2021, 4 years ago, we have rebranded from Pro Project to Diagnomatic. From that time, we started also to participate in RSNA on the yearly basis. In 2023, Pro MRI received the ACR acceptance. We are ending here the timeline, but I think that it's worth to mention that last year we won a big tender in Indonesia. So together with GE Indonesia, we delivered, they won the tender for 320 CT scanners to install in the next, this year and the next year. So together with GE, we are providing them the CT phantoms for the Shiran tender. And our company quality policy focus on the development and improvement the solutions that we offer. And it concerns both the hardware, the test tools, and the software as well. So we implement this policy through actions carried with our established and continuously improved integrated management system, starting from general 9000 ISO certification, going through 13,000 medical devices ISO certificate, 27,000, which refers to the environment and management, and ending on 45,000, which focus on the safety of the data in the cloud. So all of the employees are concerned and pay a lot of effort to fulfill this policy to produce the goods and produce the services along with the policy and fulfill all the requirements with some norms. Moreover, in the 5 years ago, we've been awarded with the Red Dot prize. We've been the winner. So this prize, it was the software that was awarded with this prize, and we can be very proud that also the software was appreciated and won this mark. So here are the few examples of the companies that we work directly. So along the leading hospitals and imaging centers, service providers, and medical physicists and industry experts, with the accreditation from ACR. We are the sole supplier of Siemens in Poland. We directly deliver phantoms for Philips, Carestream, Canon, Toshiba, Mediso, GE, Fuji. We produce the OEM white label phantoms for ASAFE and IBA. We work with the APM and FOMP. And I guess that our distributors can also be proud to have the direct and then strong connections with the OEMs. They appreciate cooperation. After the introduction, I would say a few words about what is imaging quality assurance. So all types of the equipment, we can call them modalities, are the subject of the quality control. So every device that uses the ionizing beam have to be checked regarding the dose and parameters that are harmful for the humans. So usually the legal regulations describe and oblige the owners of the devices to maintain high standards to perform the quality control. So general purpose of the QA tests is to ensure the patient safety. Patient safety, not to deliver, not to overexpose the patients, but at the lowest dose, receive the medical value imaging diagram that will be valuable for medical doctors. So to verify the most important parameters of diagnostic equipment, such as image quality and radiation dose received by the patients. Quality control is performed using dedicated phantoms and allow the evaluation of the equipment in the standardized and reproducible manner along the timeline. That's why the constant checking, the monthly checks in mammography, it's a daily event. It's very important to verify if the medical devices is running well, if the values are going, they are changing. It shows us that something is going on. Maybe we need to calibrate the machine. Maybe we need to call the service to validate if it's not broken, not to allow the patients to be overexposed, to receive too much dose, radiation dose, not to harm people. And standards and guidelines to design and produce phantoms are described generally by the IEC and DIN norms. We also base on the recommendations from EUREF, the European Reference Organization for Quality Assured, and EFOM, the European Federation of Organizations for Medical Physicists. Very important body is the American College of Radiology. The guidelines that they announce are widely considered as the standard, not only in Europe but also in Middle East and in Asia. So not only in America. Some of the tests are based on the scientific publications. So not only norms, not only recommendations or guidelines, but also task groups and publications are the base to design and deliver test tools that serve to measure different parameters and can be used to compare the same in different ways and different tolerances. So I see DIN, ACR, and MQSA describe the general norms that phantoms have to fulfill. So having this phantom and knowing that it complies the norms, you can be sure that the one phantom is comparable with the different other vendor, the other producer phantom, that they are the same design, they have the same tolerances, they fulfill the same norms, so they can be used equivalently. The mostly regulated area is the mammography and CT. So for those two kinds of medical devices, the regulations usually are the most strict and the most demanding. And not many standards guidelines are available for radiography and fluoroscopy. So that's why the medical physicists, hospitals, and people responsible for the quality assurance use their own routines for testing. Sometimes country have their own legislation, and it's described locally. So that's the reason that we don't have much. And the most important, how to make the repeatable and reliable constancy tests for quality image over the time, and how the QA is done. Computer tomography. Cases of evaluate. There's a long scan in such a way that humans can understand. It's the marker on the geometry module. It is the first module from the computer side. Engravings on the phantom side really isn't just the past position. Probably all of you know that these videos we got in the knowledge base, they are now available in the partners area of the Diagnomatic software, and you can show your customers how it's done and how to place and then use what is the protocol. One more note: if you want to ask questions, wrote them in the chat, and I will refer to them at the end of the webinar. So to facilitate the workflow, we can do this way. And what do we test? Here we have the DICOM pictures of a few different machines, through a few different imaging machines, starting from radiology, the cone beam, uh, then radiology and fluoroscopy. The second picture is the Prodigy. At the bottom on the left, we have the CT. In the middle, we have MRI, and at the bottom right part, it's a nuclear medicine. So usually, in most of the modalities, we check the same parameters, we check the same things. They can vary from modality, from machine to machine, but you can see that we are focusing on the same things. So in the dentistry, this is the broad and CT mini. The uniformity we check with the homogenic disk. With the X-ray, we use the PMMA plates, the stack of PMMA plates. Then we can choose the region of interest and calculate the SNR, CNR. In the Pro CT MK2, in the CT, we use the water field model, so you can see a small water bubble here in the top. It's the most reliable part of the phantom, and medical physicists prefer the water field model instead of resin solid water made ones. MRI and Yashchak phantom in nuclear medicine, the middle part of the phantom, where you don't have the test objects, it's used to measure the homogeneity in nuclear medicine. Regarding the high contrast resolution in the CBCT, in the fluoroscopy, you can use the ProRes 150. In the Prodigy, it's the resolution pattern that helps us to evaluate the high contrast resolution. In the Pro CT-MK2, you have the sandwiches with the pair of lines per centimeter, where we can check what is the highest level, highest resolution required by the in the image. In the MRI, you have the dots, and if you can distinguish the three rows in the line, then you know what kind of resolution, what kind of mm, high contrast resolution you receive. In the nuclear medicine, you have the cold rods at the bottom part of the phantom to distinguish what is the highest contrast, high contrast resolution in the nuclear medicine. Low contrast, so the contrast itself, broadened CT mini now on the right side with the different diameters of the contrast comparing the background. In the Prodigy, we have the line of the dots that shows us the contrast with different values. In the Pro CT-MK2, we have two circular shape contrast with different aspect ratio comparing to the background. In MRI, it's very similar, and in nuclear medicine, we have a solid spheres that can be used to evaluate the low contrast. Regarding the geometry, we in the dentistry, in the CBCT, we have on the lid, we have a pattern of dots, grid to check the geometry. In the conventional X-ray, if it's a X-ray, we have a marked rectangular shape and then numbered lines to check the dimensions. In the fluoroscopy, we have a grid also that is on the copper plate inside the phantom. With the CT phantom, we have tungsten wires to measure them. So we have the ramps to check if they are equal. In MRI, and we have also part to measure the geometry, and in nuclear medicine, we check the diameter of the cylinder. So you can see that we check the same parameters. Doesn't matter what kind of modality what kind of method we use, but more or less we check the same parameters along the devices. In the computed tomography, it's also important to measure the CTDI, the dose, and the dose profile. So to measure this, we use the homogeneous cylinders made of PMMA, which are designed to image the pediatric and adult head and body. When performing the dose profile measurements, those phantoms allow collecting information for the maximum, minimum, and mid-range value of the nominal tomographic section thickness. So you have here the examples of the phantoms that can be used depending what kind of phantom we use. We have different amount of the holes to make the measurements. So the purpose is to stimulate the patient body, and the calculations are made to estimate the total dose that patients receive. And the CTDI is defined as a average of 4 values for CTDI. The measurements are under dosimetry phantom periphery. And here we have the Pro CT phantom, which is a quality assurance phantom. So this phantom allows the routine quality control for constancy testing and acceptance testing in diagnostic CT test systems. So it can all do the following tests. So you can see it fulfill all the regular expectations. So we can make the check the geometry, the HU value, noise and uniformity artifacts, all the MTF, CNR, SSP, LSP, and PSF, high contrast resolution, Z dimension, spatial resolution, low contrast, slice profile, slice thickness, and isocenter compliance, also linearly. Technical data, probably you can check at the website. It's not so important, but the important thing is that the model design allow structured and repeatable QI measurements aligned with the routine clinical workflows. Also, I think that the low contrast, the description of the models, it's not so important. Just only to sum up that regarding the design, we have in the basic version we have the outer ring of the contrasts with the difference between the groups in 0.3, 0.6, and 1%. Concerning between the groups and surrounding material, we can upgrade the model with the optional subslice targets in the inner part of the uh, model with nominal 1% contrast and z-axis lengths of 3, 5, and 7 millimeters. I will later on say why we have this and why it's important. The sensitometry model, so different GUI means that mimic different tissues and comparing to air and water that is quite relevant. So with the water and air, we can easily evaluate what is the values and then refer to PTFE or POC ABS that also have fixed value of contrast that has few limits. Geometry, it's also important model to evaluate the geometry. Also again with the outer laces with the markers on the body, the internal part, the geometry model help us to verify if the geometry is okay. Resolution on the upper picture, we have the standard version. It's from 1 to 13 pair of lines per centimeter. In the optional model, in the option, we can add another upper half circle. So then we upgrade it from 1 to 30 pair of lines per centimeter. The homogeneous model made of, it's empty, so can be filled with water. And I think it's the big advantage. It can be used as a big advantage of our solution comparing to competition. Probably the medical physicists will be more happy to have this. Maybe it's a old-fashioned way, but more reliable and desired. To have the option, we can also equip our Phantom with the solid water, pro water made the homogeneous disc made of resin mimicking the true water with the 1% accuracy. To have more values of the tissues, we can equip the Phantom with the optional electron density model with different tissue mimicking rods So also can be used not only in the diagnostics, but also in the radiotherapy. And what is inside the box? We've got the phantom, we have the stand, and the dedicated case. So here you can see that the stand is replace the mm, box on top to have the counterweight and hang the phantom on the perpendicular part of the table. This is the, or we can use, as it was shown in the video, 2 canisters of water. But in the next part, in the next slide, I will show you something that it's really, really outstanding that you will not meet in the competition, and it's much more relevant, much more valuable because we've got a dedicated hangers for majority of the city tables. So for the GE, for Canon Toshiba, for Siemens, and using the demo hangers, the optional adapters, this is something that you don't need to use the box. It's very, very effective. And once you position, align the outer lasers, if you store the phantom next to the city table or in the room next to you, you can save the first part of the presentation. As you could see, if you use the Diagnomatic connector, and the CT unit is connected to the internet, you can, in a blink of an eye, receive the report from the test. So comparing to the competition, to the CAT fans, the CTMK2 is much quicker and easier up to set up and then position. The solid water module in the CAT fan show variability of AGU, unlike the water models. This is the big advantage of our solution. The software provides automated analysis for the ACM MRI and diagnostic radiology phantoms. The SMART it does not support. And the combination of ProCT MK2 and the dedicated mounting adapters together with the software delivers workflow ideal for busy hospital environments. Here you can see the table and then comparison to the Phantom's Lab CAT fan. So basically speaking, the Pro CTMK2, it's a little bit more than CAT fan 500. When we compare the MK2 to CAT fan, we will find the MK2 get the wider resolution range, a little bit more low contrast, and more sensitometry objects, soft tissue options in the basic configuration. If we want to have the equivalent of CAT fan 600, we need to add the optional subslice targets in the low contrast. We need to add optional spheres in geometry model, and the optional wider range of resolution in the high resolution model. We can also make the equivalent for the Captain 700. So on top of the CATFAN 600 set, we need to add the wave insert and bed blocks models. So we can have the same specification. And user experience, I guess it will be something more than when you use adapters, it's much more than the CATFAN. So feel free to use the QR codes to sign in to our dedicated support channel on the WhatsApp. And if you want to download the presentation, you can scan the right side QR code and have the presentation for your own. All right. Well, hope you enjoyed. And
Artur, you have in the Q&A section, like down, you have few questions.
all right. There was some problem with the audio in the beginning, I guess. A few questions. Is the video available on the YouTube? I think that, Paulina, we will post it on the LinkedIn, yes?
Yes, and everything will be sent via email as well.
So with the link to download from our, and it will be also in the partners area?
Yes.
All right. There is a question about the software. In the when you log in to the software, you have an access for the video tutorials. It shows how to set up the account and how to use it. If you will face any trouble, you can also drop me an email. I'll be more than happy to make you a demo and to kick off and start to work with the software. Oh, regarding the plans of making fandoms to perform, build accuracy, aligned of the gantry to the table, and I think this is the more other phantom dedicated for those measurements. It's Pro City Align. The Pro City MK2, it's more to the image check, not to the build accuracy or gantry to the table. So yeah, the software, it's a subscription-based model. So the license is for the 1 year, 4 years, 10 years. You can buy in front for as many years as you want. So basically speaking, can be forever. Let's say for me, 10 years. It's and regarding uh, the city medical device, 10 years. It's the lifetime of this device. Generally speaking, you can buy upfront for a few years, and we are also working on on-prem solution, on the local server solution. We have to think about how we will charge for this, but for you to get know that there will be an option also to have offline access for the software because it was needed for many countries. When positioning the phantom, the city couch has a curved shape. It's difficult to position the phantom due to a short height. Yes, that's true, but using the dedicated hangers adapters, you have you attach it outside of the table, and the curve of the table doesn't come into play. So that's why I was talking that using the dedicated hangers are the game-changing solution. All right. If we have any more questions, I would be more than happy to answer. I think that we are heading to the end of the meeting. Thank you all for joining. What is the cost of the QA software? Oh, this is the question for our distributor. So if you want to get know the cost, you should contact the relevant. You can find the distributor contact at our webpage with the distributors. Regarding the recommendation for testing, what kind of milliamperes and kilovolts you should use, yes, there is a recommendation in the user manual what kind of protocol you should use to have. As far as I remember, 120 kilovolts. It's the we recommend to use this value, but you should go to user manual and you will see all the needed values to set up and have the relevant output from the tests. And moreover, a small bonus for you, together with the access for the webinar. Tomorrow we will send a newsletter, and our medical physicist prepared a detailed comparison between ProCT MK2 and the CAT funds. So I think it will be very, very valuable for you to have it. So something nice tomorrow will fly into your mailbox. Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining. All the best for you, and hope to see you in a week time. Bye bye.